All right, so I'm gonna go back to the data crunching real quick. And what happens is we need to have data here and data in the island of Puerto Rico, and what we call match data from both sides of the diaspora, from Hawaii and then Providence-wise data accumulation. And we need to get this updated so a lot of Puerto Ricans can be actually attempt to be active in printing out forms of like data collection for the island of Puerto Rico. Sending it in to the U.S. To the government of Puerto Rico in PDF file would be great, but Puerto Rico is at a population of 949 million. That is actually labor force participant. Now, our unemployment rate right now can be higher, of course, because of the situation of the coronavirus. So we were at 9.1. Supposedly, we were in the recession. It was like 14.5 when I was studying it in the graphics when I was in the U.S. Our population is over 2,860,853, right? There is the manufacturing sector, which is 70.70% of the population in the workforce. We're not talking about part-time people, partial-time people, and full-time people, and weekend people, or off-the-books people in that labor accumulation data system. Remember, they're collecting data, but it's data that's not like professional. Like, we need somebody. Basically, we need data collectors in the island of Puerto Rico, and the data collectors, we need a database that be able to collect data quickly through an app. How old are you? How are you diagnosed with all these things? You can keep it anonymous or you're not anonymous, whatever. But we need this kind of data to understand the spiritual lineage of our whole population. Whether it be in Hawaii or whatever, the app has to be created to collect all that data for data purposes. Again, the coronavirus has affected 1,043 as we know it, but again, that data is short because not enough testing kits and nobody knows basically where to go, and people are in charge are not broadcasting it 24 hours a day to let people know where they gotta go, what's the statistics, and kind of like, and I don't blame to them. It's just people need to know where the locations are and where the tests are, and basically what to do afterwards, what protocols afterwards. I'm going back to the the coronavirus population, and then there's the HIV population. Now, Puerto Rico is at 15.7 of 100,000 of the population. So every 100,000 of the population, 15.7 is affected. But the Empire of Sodom, as I said before, is at 54% of that HIV/AIDS population, and the majority of the HIV/AIDS population is in San Juan, which is the most dominant one of the island of Puerto Rico, which means that it's the most technologically modernized city in Puerto Rico. So let's take that into account. There's 949 million workers, that are working in a population. If you do the estimate of 949 million, that means that 100,000 for every 100,000. So that's 9 of 100,000 is each 100,000 is 15.7 affected of the population of HIV. 15.7. So we're doing the economics of it. So it's like we have basically a lot of we have to have a huge medicated population. We have the sub-Sahara of Africa, meaning that the infection rates are so dramatically high that basically sub-Sahara Africa is the Puerto Rico of the Caribbeans of Africa. Unlike the vice versa. But yes, we're at a tremendous, crazy situation of disadvantage economically. We're talking about only a small fragment of the population actually employed, and then a good portion of the population actually sick. And mind you, the males are the majority ones that are infected with the HIV, which means that statistically, the Puerto Rican population is almost like literally almost extinct. I mean, like when I say extinct, it means like, you know, with high HIV rates, we have the majority of the older population in retirement. So it's like they're 60 and above. And then there's the gender population. So what that means is that gender-wise, the population is more males in the population than females. So there's more males in Puerto Rico than females. And so what does that mean for Puerto Rican heritage and Puerto Rican culture and Puerto Rican future? It means it's horrible. You're talking about a good quantity of the population that is infected with HIV/AIDS. You're talking about a huge chunk of the population. I would say about 60 to 70% of the elderly population is in retirement, and they are at 60 to 70 years old, and they're more males than females. And now with the coronavirus, how is that going to affect the working conditions, etc., to an already mass exodus of Puerto Ricans been leaving the island for Hurricane Hugo, Hurricane Irma, Hurricane Maria? You're talking about a really dissipating population. And basically, we're almost extinct. Again, we're almost really extinct. So I just wanted to bring that data up quickly for you guys. Take care. God bless.